Tara from livingonadime.com with Mike.
Hello.
All right, are we on YouTube, Dave?
I don't see us
Yep. Says that everything
All
we say
right.
should be on.
Hello, everybody on YouTube. I am Tara from livingonadime.com. Today we are making honey garlic chicken. This recipe is in our Dining on a Dime cookbook, volume 2, on page 238, right there. This is our volume 2. It is all new recipes from our volume 1. It is also a gluten-free and dairy-free recipe for those of you who are, and it is not in our gluten-free book, but we do have a gluten-free, dairy-free cookbook. And one last announcement. Today is the last day, tomorrow is the last day of our 2021 planner set that is 70% off. Right now, livingonadime.com, huge set. We have our 2021 dated planner set, over 400 pages for you to print out yourself. We have our undated planner. We have our to-do list, our menu plan, keeping it clean, all about laundry, how to get organized, our dig out of debt, our financial planner, and our price book. All of that is just $20.21 to help you start 2021 right. Hopefully better than today is going. All right, guys, so for this honey garlic chicken, I am making the honey garlic chicken in Dining on a Dime volume 2, but I'm also making the rice in volume 1, basic rice in volume 1. Now, I have over here 4 cups of water with my rice, and get all my rice in there. My water is boiling, okay? I am adding seasoned salt today instead of just plain salt to give it more flavoring to go with this Chinese chicken recipe. And I am adding some garlic, some minced garlic, because Mike just loves garlic. So I'm putting a healthy spoonful of that in there. And then I think I'm also going to add just a tiny bit of onion right here.
It's going to zoom in, but I guess we don't need that for what's this.
And I'm just going to dice up my onion here. Hopefully not chop off my finger. This is the knife that I tried to chop off my finger with on Christmas Eve that is still healing. Okay, so then I have my chopped up onion, putting that in, and then just giving it a quick stir, putting my lid back on, bringing it to a boil for 20 minutes, and then we are done. Everyone, please note, give Michael a big hand clap for the new microwave. Do I look like Vanna? The new microwave he put in today for us. We had a time trying to find it. Okay, honey garlic chicken. Dining on a Dime cookbook, page 238. I am adding some oil in here. Dave, you may need to come over this way. And I am going to, this is not in the recipe.
Should I go down?
Yes. But I don't have any green onions to decorate the top. So I'm just going to cook up some, I'm just going to saute some onion for flavor. You could do just onion salt if you don't have onion. You don't have to, but I just decided just to add a little bit. Woo! Oh my. So this is my grandma's saucepan that I got from her. Whoops, didn't cut those right. So I'm using grandma's saucepan and I really like it. Okay. So I'm just going to saute those And I'm going to add my garlic. Mike really likes garlic, so I'm putting a good amount in there. So just
Yes.
both of those going.
You cannot overstate how much Mike likes garlic.
Okay. So then we're going to let that cook. Now, in this bowl, I have, on Monday night, I cooked, I can't remember if it was 3 or 5, I think it was 3 pounds of chicken thighs. And last night we had, what did we have for dinner last night? I can't remember. We had something for dinner last night. And I went ahead and cut up the chicken. The first night we had barbecue chicken. The second night we had, I don't remember. Was it sweet and sour? I don't know. I can't remember. So I chopped up my chicken thighs. Now I was going to make green chili out of this, but I decided to use it for this recipe instead. Just to show you how I'm using the leftover chicken for this recipe, okay? So normally if I'm making my green chili, I would pour all this chicken broth and the chicken in my pan for my green chili. But since I'm cooking the honey garlic chicken, okay, when your rice comes to a boil, turn it down just to a simmer, okay?
Oh wait, can you
There we go.
say that towards the camera?
When your rice comes to a boil, turn it down to a simmer, all right? So now we're going to drain off all the juices. And then we're adding our chicken. And we are going to simmer all of this. Okay? We're just going to get it all nice and browned. Okay? There we go. Now, we're just going to let this cook for just a minute until it gets browned. Do you have any questions while we're getting this all browned, dear?
No questions. Just a lot of people saying they love seeing us.
Yay!
Thank you. Oh, there is an organizing question. Do you want to wait till after this, or?
Go ahead. I'll answer it while I'm cooking.
Well, actually, she just said, Nancy just says, I start organizing day after day, and I never seem to get done. Too much stuff accumulated, even though the house always looks neat. Help. So I guess I'm not sure that's a question, really.
Part of the question is you have to stop bringing in more stuff. I'm totally right there with you, so I totally understand. But the thing is, first of all, organizing is not something that you just do and then you're done with it. It's a continual thing. It's something that never ends. It's something that you have to do every single day. Pretty much every single day, I reorganize one cabinet or one drawer every single day to try and keep on top of it. It's just part of life. So that unless you live in, you know, Africa or somewhere where you don't have the influx of stuff like we do, you know, it's just something that you're going to have to do on a continual basis. So don't, how do I say this? Don't feel bad that you're never done, and don't feel overwhelmed that you're never done. Just see it as a continual process that you have to keep going to keep on top of it. You know, that's...
And I would start with the things that you can totally get rid of, because it's less stuff for you to have to think, oh, I have to organize that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you don't want to keep feeling bad because you feel like you're never done. Well, you're not going to ever be done. So I would just keep doing it and just keep considering it a process that you're always going to be going through. Okay, now this recipe can also be used, so it's in Dining on a Dime Volume 2, but if you wanted, you could use our chicken base recipe here and use the chicken base and just use the sauce from the honey garlic. But what we did here was, I have a Chinese chicken base. This is my sister-in-law Shayla's recipe. Love, love, love it. And then I gave you a sweet and sour sauce, a sesame chicken, then Chinese garlic chicken, which is pretty much like this one. Does this one have the honey? No. This is just the garlic with no honey. Orange chicken, lemon chicken, apricot chicken, so that you can use, whoops, I'm going the wrong way, so that you can use them all with the chicken base, okay? Now this is in volume 2, and I did the same thing with taco meat for Mexican food, because a lot of times what people don't realize is you make cooking way too complicated. So Monday, I cooked up 3 pounds of boneless, skinless chicken thighs. And so I've used that for the last 3 meals. So 4 of us have eaten each meal. So that's about a pound for each, not quite, just under a pound of meat for about 3/4 of a pound of meat for 3 meals for all of us, okay? So that we get about 3 ounces, 2 to 3 ounces of meat for each meal. Now, what can you do with that? So the first night I did a sweet and sour type chicken. Last night, what did I make last night? I can't remember. Was it a stir fry?
It was the rice with the chicken, it was the rest of the thighs, and you cooked it with, did you cook it with peppers and stuff?
Oh yeah, and then I made a stir fry last night, and then tonight I'm making the honey garlic chicken. But if you wanted to use your leftover broth, so I had all this leftover broth, you could make green chili, that's in volume 1. That's a Mexican dinner. You could use chicken and noodles, chicken and dumplings. You can make shepherd's pie with it left over. I mean, getting your meat cooked is probably the first, is the biggest step. And if you don't have to cook your meat, then it just takes a couple of minutes. Now this one had moisture left in it from my broth, but otherwise I'd probably be done right now. But we're getting there. It's getting browned now just a little bit.
So Nancy asked, was the chicken pre-cooked? Sorry, I missed that part.
Yes. So that's what I was saying. Pre-cook your meat on day 1, and then you can go 2, 3, 4 days with that cooked meat. A rotisserie chicken. Go get a rotisserie chicken at the store. First day, eat it as the rotisserie chicken. Then, second day, have chicken and noodles. Third day, have a chicken pot pie. Or second day, have a chicken pot pie. Third day, have chicken and noodles. Fourth day, if you have anything left, you know, you could make green chili, that kind of thing. So for me, how I save when I'm not feeling good on cooking is by pre-cooking the chicken. That really helps, okay?
Sorry. Nancy said, sorry, I missed how the chicken had been cooked.
Okay, well, I didn't say. So I pre-cooked it in the Instant Pot. Now, you'll say, "Oh, Tara, are you in love with your Instant Pot now?" No, I'm not. I could have had it cooked faster in the oven, even frozen. It was frozen solid, and I could still have had it cooked faster in the oven than I did the Instant Pot. But everyone's in love with their Instant Pot. I am trying to give it a fair, what do you call it? Shake, a fair go at it. Just because I'm Instant Pot impaired. So, but no, I have not grown fond of the Instant Pot yet, so, but I tried it just to see. All right.
Oh, Jonathan at Florida Singularity, I think somebody was talking about it, but he said I could attest to the biscuit recipe in the gluten-free cookbook.
Yay!
Because for gluten-free, they're really good. It's
Yeah.
funny, he sent me a video where he was talking about how excited he was that he made them. And then he had to send me another video a few minutes later because out of like 6 or 8 of them, there were only 2 left.
Dude!
And it's just him.
See, let's see, do we have a picture? I don't know if we have a picture of the biscuits in here. We have the dinner rolls. Oh, no, we don't. Okay. But, guys, for our gluten-free book, here's a picture of the dinner rolls. right there. The gluten-free, dairy-free. And then the French bread right there. And then this is the ultimate gluten-free, dairy-free, what do you call it? Sandwich bread.
Good stuff.
It's good. My family just loves it. It's on my to-do list for a video. I was going to do it like 4 months ago, and I just haven't gotten around to it. Okay.
Jonathan says, what can I say? I'm a volume eater. I would do that with most biscuits too. So I have to be careful not to make them as much as I want to.
Okay, so I've got my I've got my chicken brownie. So I'm going to add in the book it says add it into a bowl. I don't. I just add it straight into my pan that I'm cooking. And then I just stir it all together.
You're adding honey?
Well, it's honey garlic chicken.
Oh, yeah.
Do we have a gluten-free bread recipe on the site?
Not yet.
We do have gluten-free dinner rolls on the site if you...
I need to get it done. I know. I just have been having a very hard time getting motivated to do anything lately. Okay. So then you want to taste it and see if you need more salt and pepper.
You eat from the same spoon you stir?
Oh, stop it.
Sorry, I just had to.
Needs more salt because the world needs more salt, people. Oh, yum. That's good.
Nebo said, was that soy sauce that you put in there?
Yes, so then I put my soy sauce in the honey. Guys, the recipe's in the description below. I forgot to announce that. And then if you want, you can add red pepper flakes. And I'm going to add where'd they go?
Yeah, if you're wondering what we're making today, it's easy honey garlic chicken.
Here
And
they
it's
are.
super yummy.
So these are all my collected red pepper flakes from pizza or whatever. We don't order pizza in, but I don't even know. Well, these came from my grandma, actually. Because I was going to say, we've only ordered pizza one time, and that was just because my son was the delivery driver. And I'll never do that again. Oh, have mercy. No wonder people are poor ordering pizza like that. Good grief.
Wasn't it like 30 bucks?
It was 40 bucks.
40 bucks for
for
like...
one meal.
Oh my goodness.
Ooh. Are we taking miscellaneous comments right now?
All right, just 1 second. So my rice has 5 minutes left, and I'm just going to serve it on top of rice. As soon as my rice is done, we'll have Mike test it, and that's it, guys. If my chicken wouldn't have been a little bit wet from the moisture in the broth, it would have been done 5 minutes earlier, but yeah. Okay, miscellaneous questions.
Yes.
So anyway, guys, this is in our volume 2. I forgot to mention that. Volume 2 of our Dining on a Dime cookbook. It's a totally different book than volume 1. All new recipes. All new recipes. And don't forget, guys, Dave's going to put the picture up right now. Our 2021 planner set goes off sale tomorrow. It is just $20.21.
And what does it have on it?
And it's got everything. It's got our 400-page planner that you can print out yourself. It's got our undated planner. So it has the 2021 dated planner. And then the undated planner for later if you want. It's got our Dig Out of Debt book. It's got our to-do list, our menu plan, our financial planner, our price book, how to clean, how to organize, how to make,
All about laundry.
or all about laundry, all in one set, guys. It's like a $70 value for 20 bucks. So,
The first thing you put in with the red cap was the soy sauce, right?
yes.
Okay. A number of people were asking about that.
Gluten-free soy sauce. Gluten-free soy sauce.
And if you missed the recipe, it's in the description, and I'm also sharing it in the comments.
Yep. All right, miscellaneous comments. Do we have anyone on here watching us tonight?
Yes, there are a lot of people.
All right. We were wondering if we were going to have anyone here tonight.
A lot of people saying glad to be here, some that haven't been here in a while. And Catherine says, first time catching a live show. Welcome, Catherine. We're glad you made it. And she says, looking beautiful, Tara.
Thank you.
And actually, Carol said, I love your hair. You look very nice. And Harley Rose said,
you.
you look so nice tonight. So lots of comments about you looking nice
Thank
tonight.
you. And I've had several people asking about my finger that I almost chopped off on Christmas Eve. It has healed up on the outside, so I don't have it breaking open or anything, but I am pretty sure I hit the bone because it hurts really bad if I accidentally hit it, which I did today, and it's been 2 weeks, so I think I maybe fractured the bone, but that's okay.
With the knife?
Yeah.
Ow.
Oh, I heard a thunk.
Ugh, I wasn't here at the time, so.
So I heard a big thunk when I went through, and so anyway. Yeah, so anyway, yes, Dave, what's the matter?
Oh, I just heard audio.
Oh, I was trying to find the turn it off thing. Okay, any other questions
Well, I don't have questions. Well,
or comments?
comments. Deborah, I got your volume 2, tried the oatmeal cookie recipe, and they are delish. And I ordered
Aw.
volume 1 this week. Well,
Yay.
I'm so glad that you love that recipe.
Yeah.
Oh,
Tracy, are the small planners that don't need to be printed back in stock yet? I am not restocking any planners. No planners are being restocked. Not until October when we do 2022, if we're still here.
we were thinking of doing possibly a larger run next time if we can find a better way to do it. So.
Yeah, we will probably do a larger run next year and do it that way.
So Susie said, home with COVID. Thanks so much for the tips on a well-stocked pantry. We will not have to leave the house. You've literally taught this old
Yay.
lady so much, you young whippersnapper.
Good. We have had many comments from people who have said that they have gotten the thing that's been going around, and they're so glad that we warned them to stock their pantry because now they don't have to go to the grocery store. You guys, all our prepping videos, frankly, has nothing to do with prepping. But it has everything to do with prepping. What do I mean? I mean, you never know when you're going to have an ice storm. This time, I think it was around this day, in 2003, we had a really bad ice storm in Wichita when we were living there. And, I mean, you could just see the trees snapping like toothpicks. I wish we were doing video back then because it was absolutely unbelievable. And it's that kind of stuff that you want to prep for. A blizzard that you get snowed in. A tornado. If, you know, half your town is gone and your house is still standing, you may not have a grocery store. A small town by us in Kansas, literally the entire town got blown away. Well, all those people on the outskirts of town then had to drive 2 to 3 hours to go get groceries. So, you never know. Dave, can you hand me my plate?
You got it.
Okay.
Wait, what? Oh.
What was wrong?
You have to press timer.
It's not
cancel.
quite the same, yeah.
Which, what?
And so, my plate. So oh wait, here, I got it right here.
Which one?
Oh, Jonathan super chatted $9.99.
Aw,
Money for Bibles. He says, join me in Money for Bibles.
thanks, Jonathan. So for those of you, you explain real quick what that is all about here?
What?
The Money for
Can you
Bibles?
explain the money?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was looking at comments. If you don't have a Bible and you need one, we give away a free Bible, and you can go to our website.
People who can't afford them.
Yep. In the description below, there's information, or you can go to our website and click on store, and then on the left side it says free Bible, and it gives you instructions on how to get that. And some people have expressed an interest in helping make it possible for us, because we give them away out of our own personal money. And some people have expressed an interest in being involved in that. So if you would like a free Bible and you can't afford one, you can go there and get one. And if you would like to be involved in helping with that, you can go there and there's a link to a Bible donation. So.
Yeah. And if you can afford one, we just do our cost. $9.50 is our cost for the Bible and the shipping. It's all included. If you can't afford one, just use the coupon code. All right.
Alien Life UK says hello from England. Hello. We've missed all our friends in the
Hey,
UK lately.
look what I'm wearing today.
Oh, Massam. We love Massam.
We absolutely loved Massam. We have a viewer that let us stay at her house there, and we absolutely loved it. All right, here we go.
Oh, here's a perfect question.
Yes.
Kelly says, anything new in the works for living on a time in 21? We have no idea. We were just trying to figure that out this morning.
Anything new in the works in 2020 time? What do you think?
It's really good. Yum.
Oh, yum.
That is awesome.
I amaze myself.
I know we're using the same spoon. We're married.
No, not your germs. Okay, 2021. I don't know. Should we talk about that or not?
We don't really know what we're doing. That's the main thing.
So here's the thing. Mike and I were just talking about that this morning. So as we're looking at our statistics on YouTube, we have discovered that
Did you show that food?
we have discovered that our core audience is 45 and older, with the main chunk being 55 and over.
But he was 35 and older with the main chunk being 55, right?
45.
Wow.
And so we're kind of trying to figure out what to do with that information, because a lot of the stuff that we teach in our 90 on a Dime cookbooks is helping people learn things. Well, that age group already knows how to make scrambled eggs, already knows how to make rice. So but that's our main viewing audience. So we're trying to see where we want to go with that. Maybe I'm running a cooking for 1 or 2 video tomorrow, and that Mom and I did, and we'll see how that goes. But we just aren't sure where we're going to be going with that, because if that's our audience, then we need to know how to do that. What's interesting is some of our core audience, or some of our top videos. The top one running right now is Mom's video on how to live on $750 a month Social Security. Yes, she did it. Yes, she did it nowadays, up until 2018, up until 2019. Or, no, up until 2020, up until 2020 when my dad died, and then she got extra Social Security from his death. So, and then my $300 a month, when I lived on $300 a month, those 2 videos are actually going quite well also. So we're thinking about just doing some stories on how we lived and how we made it through with such low incomes. So I don't know. We'll see. Helen, heat waves and bushfires in Western Australia. Oh my goodness. This just seems like it's Groundhog Day.
Well, they've had that
Wow.
for quite some time. We were following last year when one of our friends was telling us a lot about all the big fires down there.
Wow. So we're trying to decide with that. Mom and I and Ellie went up this last weekend to Wyoming to look at where we're considering living. And both Mom and Ellie really liked it. I just took them up there to see if they wanted to like it. And so, so we still have a move in progress, hopefully, but the problem is there are no houses. Everybody's trying to move to Wyoming. So, yeah. But anyway, so we're trying to figure out what direction we're going with stuff. Our move will probably be a whole bunch of moving videos with that when we do finally find a place. But
how to arrange and organize and do all that good stuff.
yeah.
Well, I didn't hear what you said. So were you talking about the fact that the group is kind of a little bit of an older group, and we were trying to figure out. Yeah, because we were thinking we'd like to help some younger people too, but some of the stuff that we often share that's appealing to the older group doesn't appeal to the younger group. So we were trying to figure out, like, do we do something separate to kind of more speak to that group and make this group more focused on people over 35 or 40, or we just don't know. But we were also contemplating, as we were looking at this last year, we created a bunch of new products, some print books and some ebooks and stuff, and it appears that the print stuff has been more popular. So we were trying to figure out what new things to create this year, and Tara had some ideas. But...
Well, and with that new information, maybe I said in my video that's coming out tomorrow, you know, everybody keeps asking me to write a cooking for two video, cookbook, but you know, I'm like, well, you just quarter the recipes. It's not hard. But maybe with that new information, it might be worth making a cooking for two thing. And by the way, when you guys see tomorrow's video, I put a little disclaimer in there, but I was not angry. I looked like I was angry, but Mom and I had been shooting for 3 hours, and that was our last video. And I was like so worn out, I could hardly sit up, and so was Mom. So I was not angry in tomorrow's video, but Helen says, how about more vegan recipes? Not vegan out of choice, allergies to meat, fish, eggs. There's enough vegan things that's too much of a niche for us, and we don't have enough people that we would reach with vegan recipes. So that's just not our niche that we go for. Well,
and just as an add-on to that, what we found in the past is we've tried, because it's cooking, to make cooking in all different sorts of realms, but then it's just too hard because we're trying to make too many different things happen. And we have focused a little on gluten-free, dairy-free because something that Tara has to do.
And I talk about it a lot.
And she talks about it a lot, so we've created some of that. And actually a lot of that can easily be vegan if you're a vegan. You just would have to modify it a little bit.
Kathy Bulmer, thank you. Kathy, did you guys look what Kathy sent me? Aren't they cute? I know we're just a week or two behind, but hey, I couldn't resist. They were so cute. Thank you, Kathy. She says, I'm trying to tell the younger generation and anyone who will listen about your cookbook and information.
You know, the funny thing is,
thank you.
All the people that we interact with regularly, I think of all of us as the younger generation. And it's funny because I was telling, over Christmas, I mentioned to, who did I mention it to? I can't remember. I think it was maybe to Tara's grandmother, that when I worked at Washington State University, my boss and I were standing out one time in an area just watching students walk by, and he said, you know, every year they get younger and younger and we stay the same. I just think it's funny because that's kind of how I think of our whole group, is younger, just because I guess we all feel like we're younger.
Cindy says, nowadays the only area that we can save money seems to be groceries, so I appreciate your information on that. Well, thank you. That's one reason why we focused on groceries, was because groceries is a super, super simple way to save money, and most people don't realize how much they can save on their groceries. So, yeah.
Ooh, a lot of people. Oh, Cat Lover, hi. A lot of people loving the story videos.
Well, so we were thinking, because as we were going up to Wyoming, Mom was talking about the time when her and Grandma and Grandpa were coming back from seeing us in Idaho, and they got in a car accident in the middle of Wyoming. This was back before cell phones were a thing, and they were literally in Timbuktu, Wyoming, in a storm. Nobody around to help them. Grandma and Grandpa were bleeding. Mom was okay, but big mess. And all of a sudden, this ambulance just appears in the middle of nowhere and sees them crashed. And the ambulance driver said, well, somebody reported an accident and we never found it. And we were going back to the hospital and we ran across you. I think it was God that reported the accident. So anyway, you know, stuff like that. We thought, well, maybe we might tell some of those stories and that kind of thing. So I don't know.
Lou said, I just started watching you a few months ago. I learned a lot, have paid off 4 credit cards and $9,000 on a car loan. Only $1,500 more to go. Woo! That's really exciting. So thank you so much.
And you know what's great when you start doing that?
Well, after
you just start snowballing it and it just gets faster and faster. You're like, how much more can I put on there?
Well, I was going to say, now that you've done all that, the $1,500 should seem like it goes pretty quick. And that's the thing.
Yeah.
Somebody else earlier, I forgot who it was talking about paying off a lot on, or starting to pay off on the house since she started watching us, I think in October. And it's funny because when we finally decided, we kept thinking we can't afford it. And finally we said we have to put something extra on the house every single month. And as soon as we started doing that,
even if it's $5 or $10.
And after a while, I realized, well, this is not as hard as I thought. So let's put a little more on it. And it's cool because it snowballs, but it's also exciting when you realize, hey, I can actually do this. So
yeah. And Sue wants to know, what are the measurements? My measurements in my cookbooks are all American. I've had a lot of people ask me to convert recipes, but once again, that's a niche market. You can just easily convert them. I have a lot of European and Canadian people who just convert it the first time and then just write next to the recipe right here. They just write down what their metric measurements are. If you're quartering a recipe for 1 or 2 people, just do the same thing the first time. Just write it down there. It doesn't take but 5 minutes to do it. So
it was Lee that said that she started in October. She said put $500 extra and $1,000 sometimes. I think when we started it was like $100, and then I realized after a little while, you know, if I pay it right up front, I don't really think about missing it. So maybe we'll put $200 on it.
Yeah.
And it just kind of ended up going like that. So kind of like what you're saying, except we started on a smaller scale.
Yeah. Rosalie says, do more videos about budgeting, grocery shopping hacks, tips, and how to tackle debt, and more housekeeping and organizing videos. All of those attract younger housewives. Yeah, but they don't want to watch them.
We've had trouble with that for some reason.
Yeah, we go by, we have a huge disconnect. We have a huge disconnect between who are the viewers that are watching us and the products we sell, believe it or not. And so, so that's something that we're trying to figure out and how to do. But Jonathan says metric food tastes different.
Well, that's why on the older, younger thing, it would be a lot of extra work. But Tara and I were talking about, what if we made a separate channel that could focus more on the things that are specifically of interest to people that are like in school or just graduating and realizing, well, I don't really know how to do some of this stuff, and maybe some people kind of early in their family life trying to figure out all that stuff that you talked about, as a separate thing where we could then have a focus here and a focus there. Because what we found is when we just kind of share a lot of stuff and throw it out there, it's less focused. And so some people, when there's a lot of stuff that hits all different kinds of people, a lot of it's not interesting to everyone. So we were trying to think of a way to kind of spread that out so where we could be a little more targeted towards each group. Because there's basically 2 groups that mainly follow us, and those are sort of the 2.
How's my mom? She went home yesterday, so she made it home yesterday. Lee, we were spending about $300 a week just eating out, so we stopped that entirely, and now we have no desire to eat out. That's $1,200 a month. How much is that a year? That's no way. Were they spending like $15,000 a year eating out?
How much did you say?
$300
a week?
Yeah.
Times 52. Yeah, let me just...
300 times
you're right.
52. Holy moly, $15,600.
Well, good job realizing that.
Wow.
You know, the funny thing is...
And wait a minute, translate that into how many hours or days or weeks or months did you have to work to pay for that? You could have taken that time off and had yourself a vacation just for not eating out. So that's great. Wow.
Well, and I think that a lot of people do that and don't realize how much that adds up to. And that's one of the things that we really like to talk about is how you can save and that. And it's funny because right now, I notice right now with a lot of the things that have been going on with restrictions and things that I noticed that the experience at a lot of restaurants is just not very good. And so it kind of makes me not really want to go out so much anyway.
Yeah.
There is one place that we go to, our favorite little taco shop. And largely, I'm happy to go spend money there just because we want to try to help them stay open. But in general, it's been easier to avoid eating out because the experience has been pretty negative in terms of just... they don't have as many people working and they have all the restrictions and it just makes it not so much fun.
Yeah.
So.
Cleaning Fairy, I've been following you for years and have been saving a ton of money. I paid my house off
Yes.
in 5, yes, 5. She said 5 years, and her goal is to be completely debt-free by 2022. You guys, let me tell you, with the way things went in America today, if you weren't motivated to get your debt paid off, totally 100%, including your house, I am telling you, it is imperative to do it now. Get yourself debt-free because
Gives you a lot of freedom.
it gives you so much freedom, and it will help you if things just start going south. If you don't have to make your house payment, that really helps save a lot as far as work goes, not having to worry about making your house payment. All right. Let's see. What do we got here? Sorry, do you have any comments real quick?
Let's see. You already answered about the measurements.
Lee says, I lost my job in March, and even with that and watching Tara and making her recipes, we now sending it all extra to the mortgage. I had to really let her words hit my heart, and she has. That is great. That is great. Rachel said we haven't eaten out since March. Wow, that's really good. Margaret, hello. We got all your Christmas cards. Thank you so much. We love Margaret. She loves us.
Yes. Beth says, I live along a busy road where there are lots of restaurants, but I tell myself it's better, more nutritious for me to eat at home. Yeah, you know what that reminded me also? Since they started putting calories on things, wow, I'll think, oh yeah, that looks really good. I think, whoa, 500 extra calories? And it kind of has helped me to realize, no, maybe I don't really need that. And...
Yeah, I totally get it. Ruth, you can watch this as soon as the live show is over, or you can just take your little thing and scroll it back and it'll start over again for you. Donna, I just ordered the book set. When do you mail it out? If you mean the print cookbooks, if you mean our print cookbooks right here, I mail them out the next day. I get the order, so they'll go tomorrow if you ordered them today.
If you mean the cleaning and organizing set, that's an ebook set, not a print book set.
Yep.
So if you were unaware of that, let us know.
Yep. Andrea is debt-free the end of this month. You go, girl. That
Woohoo!
is wonderful.
That is awesome.
Yep. All right.
I'm frantically looking for more comments.
Let's see.
Ooh. Cheryl says, please pray for my family. Hubby lost his job. They blamed it on the current events. But we're debt-free and 2 freezers full of food, money in the bank.
Yay.
Yay.
Who was blaming?
That's the thing is that having the debt-free...
Oh, the post office, yeah.
I noticed that a lot of businesses seem to be blaming problems on virus that I'm not really sure if those are actually because of that.
Well, it's like the post office was blaming. So if you guys are still missing orders, please give it until the 15th. We had several people get their orders today that were delivered, that were shipped December 5th. I am very sorry, but there is nothing I can do to control the post office. But it really ticks me off when the post office claims it on the thing that's going around, that's why. It's absolutely ridiculous. It has nothing to do with that. It has to do with the fact that the post office gave a ridiculously lenient sick policy that people can just take off whenever they want instead of actually being sick, basically. You just get a sniffle and they take off. And so it has to do with that and the fact that they didn't hire as many people as they normally do to process all the mail on top of everyone ordering online. So it really irritates me when businesses blame it on that thing going around when it has absolutely nothing to do with that thing going around.
And I know some things are related to that, like if you can't have as many people coming in or whatever, but a lot of businesses, after almost a year, if you have such a massive amount of business, surely you can hire people to work at home to answer the phone.
Yeah. Margaret said she had mail go around the corner. It took 3 weeks.
Yeah, because what I found is like a lot of really big companies that are operating, have been operating through all this, are saying, oh, it's going to be 4 hours of wait time on the phone.
Because of that thing going around.
But I tend to think it's just a reason to...
It's just an excuse now. And Phyllis, I'm so glad you got the Bible. Guys, we give out free Bibles. If you cannot afford one, please go to livingonadime.com, click on our shop, and on the left side, we have Bibles for you. We do not contact you for any reason. If you can't afford one, they're only $9.50 our cost. So it includes shipping and the Bible. We just do our cost. All right, let's see. Mary, I'm already frugal and low spend, and sometimes it is frustrating because I don't have any big vices to cut and get things paid off. Debts that I've discovered before I found you. Yeah, I mean, and sometimes, I mean, that's the way my mom was. My mom was extremely, extremely frugal, lived on $750 a month for 10 years, lived on $500 a month for 10 years. And sometimes you just have to suck it up, and it stinks, I know, and it stinks, but sometimes you just have to keep plugging along and keep getting there, and every single time you go to think, oh, I'm gonna go spend on whatever, you have to just catch yourself and say, no, I'm not gonna do that. And you may it may come down to where you just have to figure out a way to bring in more money. Like my mom at Christmas makes gingerbread men to pay for her Christmas presents. So it just depends on, you know, how much you have, what you can cut. But sometimes if you truly have cut everything out, sometimes it's just going to take a while. So, yeah.
Whoa. Francis says, I loved your old book, Not Just Beans. Used it for years, paid off our home in less than 20 years with 5 kids and 1 income. Woo, that's great.
Wow.
That's the book that has eventually become Dining on a Dime Volume 1.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny because, I don't know if you still have it, but we only printed 2 printings of it.
This is the version now.
Mm-hmm.
So if you guys have the old book, this is the new version.
But the Not Just Beans, we only printed 2 different printings of that one. So those are pretty rare.
Irene in the Netherlands, I was there and I loved it. I am going to spend even less because now I'm here because of that.
Jesse, is this recipe in Eat Better, Spend Less? That would be the Dining Volume 1, right?
This recipe?
This recipe is in Volume 2.
Yeah.
So, and it's also, I'm also sharing it in the comments as well.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Tara, are you letting your hair go gray? I didn't see a video where you talked about it. Yeah, I've done 2 videos on it so far, but yes, I'm letting my hair go gray. There you go.
Actually, someone else earlier said you were her inspiration to start transitioning to gray like 4 or 5 months ago.
Oh, yay! Here's what's
no, it's Mary Beth.
Here's what's funny about that. So I had bought several boxes of hair color because I only one time had my hair colored professionally, and they did such an awful job. I never had it colored again. So I just got the $3 box at Walmart and just colored my hair. Well, I had bought a couple of boxes, and I had told myself as soon as those boxes are done, I'm just going to go ahead and go gray. I'm tired of doing this, driving me crazy. And so what happened was it just happened to coincide with that thing going around in April is when I ran out. And so everyone says, oh, did you do it because you couldn't go to the hairdresser or whatever, get hair color? And no, actually I didn't. I had already pre-made the decision back in December or something. But it was just funny because I was just using up the last of them. So Jonathan says he's letting his hair go.
Me too. I've stopped managing as much as I used to. Actually, I stopped in 2005.
Sharon, I inspired her too. Oh, I'm glad. Well, good. I'm glad I inspired all you guys.
Somebody earlier, I forgot who it was asking about the organizing. What I would recommend on the organizing is start by getting rid of the things that you really don't want or need. Because lately I've even been realizing some things I thought I needed all these years, I still don't do anything with. And so I've been a lot more quick to toss. But we'd been carrying around this big box of VHS tapes for a lot of years that I had written on it, kids VHS. And I finally got I kind of finally organized myself in a way that I could have some equipment set up to copy them to the computer. And when I opened the box, I realized 2/3 of them aren't the kids. So box was a big box that we didn't really need to be carrying around all that time. And so I just have been looking for more things to eliminate. Especially, I mean, right now we're saying we'd like to move. But probably 5 or 6 years ago, I just started purging all kinds of stuff that I realized I didn't need and was never going to look at again. And the kids and Tara were never going to care about.
Yeah, Denise says, can I use rotisserie chicken for today's recipe? Yes, you can. You can use it for
it'd be really good.
The honey garlic chicken we made today. The recipe's in the description below. You can use it for green chili. You can use it for chicken and noodles. You can use it for chicken pot pie. You can use it for shepherd's pie. All of those recipes in our books, you can use it for that. Make your life easy. I mean, my goodness, a rotisserie chicken already pre-cooked at the store costs the same as one uncooked for us here. So I just get them and do it. So
Brenda says, all of your Chinese recipes in volume 2 are awesome. I may come in there every bit as good as takeout, if not better, certainly cheaper.
Yay.
It's funny because one of them is, the sweet and sour one is Shayla's recipe, right?
Yeah. Heather says, any advice on starting your own business? I'm wanting to start my crocheting crafts business and I'm not sure where to start. Okay. You're not going to like my answer to this, but I would not start that as a business. That, unless you just do something that is really completely different, like crocheting the great big blankets with the huge crochet hook or knitting the great big blankets, either one. Unless you just do something completely outrageously different that a lot of people would want, that is not a business that I would start.
Crafts are really, really hard.
Crafts are horrible to really get them sold unless it's something unique. So something that I used to do was I sold big pots of potpourri and actually I'm doing a video on this that'll come out in a few days. But I sold big pots of potpourri by the scoop at craft fairs and nobody else had that. But every Sally, Sue, and Jane has crochet stuff at craft shows. And honestly, most of the time they don't even sell enough to pay for their booth. And so I hate to be discouraging on that, but if I was going to start a business, that is not one that I would start.
I think we found that for arts and crafts type things, for the most part, people that are doing it as a business it's kind of like a hobby business.
Yeah.
They maybe make enough money to keep buying their needles.
Everybody's agreeing with me too.
And stuff like that.
Yeah.
If you're trying to start a business to make money, everyone knows something that other people don't know. And if you can figure out a way to take something that you have some special knowledge or ability in that people are just clamoring to have and then create that for them, that would be the short version of the kind of business that would be best to follow.
Yep. Cindy, what is the best storage method for budget paperwork? Never found a filing cabinet. So what I would do is, and I told our viewer Cherry this the other day, she was talking about that. I would get a small file box, just like this big. And what I would do is I would put one for medical receipts, one for car receipts, one for house receipts, and then one for bills, like your water, sewer, electric, and put the newest one at the front. If you need to keep notes, tape a piece of paper on the inside of the file folder, and then you can write notes and you can put paid. But I would just keep it super, super simple. Most people make it way too complicated. Jessica, my 9-year-old son said he wanted to... Oh, we inspire him.
Wow. Well, thank you so much. We really appreciate knowing that.
Well, Mr. Miller, little Mr. Miller, says, I don't know what your name is. I'm so glad we inspire you.
Yes.
Never go into debt. Tara is telling you, never, ever, 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 ever go into debt. Ever. And I would even go so much as to say, even nowadays, I wouldn't go into debt to buy a house. Enough people have 2-income families, or they're making enough income that they can save up the cash in 5 to 7 years. But if you do that, you will be successful your whole life.
The funny thing that some of our viewers might not have realized is if you can just eliminate your debt, you'll be financially better off than
Your whole life, yeah.
more than half the country.
Yeah.
Because I think probably, I don't know for sure what the statistic is, but I think that the majority of people have a negative,
Yep.
what do you call that, value of...
Yeah, negative balance.
No, I mean a value of all
Yeah.
of your stuff. I forget what you call that.
Assets,
Asset,
whatever.
yeah.
Yeah.
Value.
Brenda, all of your Chinese recipes in volume 2, oops, I can't reach the book, is every bit as good as the takeout, if not better, certainly cheaper. That is great. That is great. How is Buster doing? Our friend Turid in Norway. Well, he's
click-clacking along.
He's definitely getting older. Not sure how much longer we have with Buster. He's got dementia, so that's why you hear the clicking going around. He does circles every night in our kitchen. He probably walks 5 or 6 miles every night, poor guy.
I was thinking...
But he's 17 years old, so he's up there.
He's getting older, but he's not probably going to go have a heart attack because he's got a lot of cardio walking all around.
I'm not selling soaps right now, Cindy. I don't know. People keep asking me, and I would love to sell soaps, but I don't have the space really to make them. Maybe if we move. I have a whole bunch of leftover soaps, but I was like, man, I've got $500 worth of soap. Is it worth us opening the soap store for it? And I don't really know if it is, but.
Thank you, net worth. I don't know why I totally skits that in my brain.
Yeah, net worth.
Most people have a negative net worth because they have more debt and not anything. And so if you have no debt at all, you're better off than...
Yeah. Wow, Lizette says she made the egg rolls in volume 1. 25% off, guys, right now.
Oh, they're probably my most favorite.
Her family said they were better than the Chinese restaurant.
They are. And I would
they
say...
thought they were from there.
We love Asian type foods, and so we have a number of them, especially in volume 2. But those egg rolls from volume 1 are my absolute favorite of those. And we haven't made them in a while. And it's probably a good thing because when we do, I usually eat 8 of them.
Yeah.
Because they're so good.
Holly, I cannot believe I haven't gotten my cookbook yet. Crazy mail. Yeah, guys, once again, the mail is messed up. So please, 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 I am not resending anything that was shipped November 20th or later. I am not resending anything until January 15th. And then... on January 15th, please email me. Go to the contact page at livingonadime.com. Don't leave a message on Facebook or YouTube. We don't get those messages half the time. So go email us at livingonadime.com. Click on the contact form. On January 15th, if you haven't gotten your order yet, we'll look up the tracking and see what it's doing. And if it's still making movement, then we'll wait a little bit longer. But guys, there's literally hundreds of packages floating around.
Actually, our postmaster was kind of frustrated.
She was really mad, yeah.
Because the sorting facility in Denver is apparently not being very cooperative there. So...
Yeah. Helen
Yeah.
says maybe get organized to make room to make soap. Yeah, the problem is I only have one kitchen. And so if I had a separate kitchen, it would be fine, but it's not worth putting in a kitchen here at this house because we're trying to move. So
Mini Duck, our soaps your hobby business. So Tara loved making soaps, and she started making really beautiful ones, and then she decided to share it with the audience and make them on the show, and they became really popular. And she started selling the ones she was making on the show, and it kind of snowballed into something bigger,
yeah.
which would have been more successful than a regular hobby business, but just the amount of work, especially while we're trying to do Living on a Dime,
Yeah.
was too much for Tara at that moment.
Okay, Brenda, since it's your acne, I have some acne soap left, I'm pretty sure. Email me, go to livingonadime.com, click on the contact form, email me and ask me, and I will go look and see if I have any acne soap left. If so, I can just send you a PayPal invoice for however many bars you want. But I feel bad because I know the acne soap works great. It absolutely works great. Another idea, though, for her, if she doesn't want to order the acne soap, is take some baby shampoo, put some activated charcoal. You can get it in either capsules or powder form on Amazon, the health food store, wherever. It's activated charcoal. Put it in baby shampoo. Shake it up really well. When she goes to use it, just have her shake it. And that will work really well also.
One thing also on the shipping things, I'm sorry if you haven't received something from us, but one thing I would say is I ordered some stuff before Christmas that didn't come, and after our personal experience talking to the people at the post office and stuff, I thought, wow, I guess I just need to expect it to be later than I wanted, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's not the company's fault.
Although I did get one of them today, although it came faster from France than it came from the United States. So...
Yeah, it's absolutely crazy. All right, guys, all of our cookbooks are 25% off right now. If you need a cookbook, 25% off, including our gluten-free, dairy-free cookbook. Right here, if you're gluten-free, dairy-free, 25% off. But tomorrow is the last day for our 2021 planners set. We've got the 400-page dated 2021 planner with the undated planner with the to-do list, the menu list, the price book, the financial planner, our dig out of debt book, our how to get organized, our how to do laundry, and one other one, and I can't remember it. And 70% off right now. Tomorrow is the last day.
Wendy says, dry foot recipe worked in the first night. Thank you. Oh, that's a luxurious recipe. The one for dry feet.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Wendy said our dry foot. Is that in volume 2, I think? I think that's in volume 2. Go to our website, livingonadime.com. Type in cracked heels recipe. Just type in cracked heels, you know, like on your foot. We have the perfect recipe. All it is salicylic acid and Gold Bonds cream. And it is amazing. And it's nothing crazy. Don't go crazy saying, oh, they're putting acid on your foot. No, it's not like that. It's just the acne stuff. But try it. Your foot, the first time you use it, if you have dried heels and feet, it will be healed 1 to 2 days. I mean, it just is absolutely beautiful. So,
yep.
All right. Any last?
So Rachel asked if you or I were in cooking in restaurants before starting your cookbook career.
No. I was someone who was learning how to cook because my poor mother tried to teach me how to cook and I didn't want to learn. I was a big tomboy, had no intention of ever getting married or having kids when I was in high school. I was going to be a hermit. Go check out my video, $300 a month. You can go check that out. I was going to be a hermit for the rest of my life. And then I met Mike.
Aww.
And he changed my whole perspective on life. And now I wish I was a hermit. Oh, wait.
Wow.
Aww.
No, I'm kidding.
Well, a couple people asked
I'm only
about
semi-kidding.
Wow.
I have to admit, being at home with everyone for the last 9 months, 10 months, starting to get on my nerves a little.
Well, that's understandable, though.
But
I mean, it's getting on my nerves, too.
but we're doing okay. He's locking himself in the office. I'm locking myself out of the office.
Yeah, I'm trying to find new places in the house to get away from everyone. And the other day I thought about I work with a laptop, and I was thinking, I could probably get 3 hours on the battery if I drive my car down to there's a little park nearby, and I was thinking I could just sit in the car and work in the sun. That would be great.
Yeah.
But anyway, a couple people asked about undated planners. I don't think they're on sale alone, but they are in the set that's on sale, and the price of the set is only slightly more than the undated planner alone.
Right there, is that it?
Yeah, so it's not for sale if you buy it by
It's
itself.
not on sale. It is for
It's
sale.
for sale, but not on sale.
on
Sorry,
sale.
that's what
Yeah.
I meant. I think the question was on sale.
Yeah.
The planner set has the undated planner. It has the 2021 planner with dates, and then it has like a to-do list and a meal plan and financial planner and price book. The price book is for going to the grocery store and noting prices at different stores for a couple weeks until you realize where you can get the best prices and when.
Yep.
And it also has a cleaning and organizing ebook set included, and the dig out of debt. So there's a lot of stuff in it. So if you're looking for the undated planner, you could, if you think you'd want to use any of those other things, then you would save money buying that while it's on sale.
Okay, we need to go. But here's the thing. Diane said, I'm wondering if the issue is Colorado or your area of Colorado, because she's had no problems with FedEx or post office in her delivery. So the problem is not Colorado. The problem is the distribution center. So there are like, I don't know, 15, 20 main hubs for the mail. And what happened was Denver, Atlanta, Baltimore, San Francisco, those are all hubs, and all the mail got shoved into there, stuck. So then, in the case of Denver, they started sending it off to Pittsburgh, Baltimore, all those places. And then it came back. And so they've been trying to get caught up, but the hubs got inundated with packages and they couldn't keep up is what happened.
Well, and it seems like it's mostly affecting things mailed from about the third week of November until the end of December. Or
Yeah.
everything since then, they're sending the stuff now, but the stuff that... And it's getting there, but the stuff that was mailed in the meantime is still in their system somewhere. So hoping they get that figured out pretty soon.
Ooh, Torrid's having puppies. Oh, how fun. Yay. And Margaret says, be thankful, because there's a lot of lonely people. Yes, I am thankful I have my family. I was just joking. I am an introvert. So being around people all day long kind of gets on my nerves.
I'll tell you,
it's okay.
For my part, it's helped me looking at those old movies, because it changed. It kind of made me remember. Oh, right. I don't know. Just made me feel all more warm and fuzzy for Tara and all the kids. I mean, I already did, but life kind of, if you pay too much attention to everything that's flying around, it just kind of sucks your mind in, and it's nice to get away from that and focus on positive things.
Yep. Yep.
So,
Deborah, I sell a unscented soap that a lot of people with psoriasis said that helped them. If you want to email me, if I have some bars left, I think they're $5 or $6 a bar and then shipping. But go to livingonadime.com, click on the contact form, and you can do that. Let's see. Where are we at? Are we good? Are we good? Are we good? All right. I put the Cracked Heels link in there for you guys, just so you know. Please visit us at livingonadime.com, and remember, God is in control and He knows the outcome, and it is way better than anything we ever dreamed of. Because who knows, we could be with Him this year. We will see you guys next time. Visit us at livingonadime.com.